You are not going to believe what happened at work this past week. Hey Booktube, it's Kim at Middle of the Bookmarch, and this is my Bookish week for Sunday, March 10th. Yep, March 10th. So, okay, you're not going to believe what happened. I started my new job last Monday, so it's been a full week. And I'm now working quite a bit away from home, about double the commute I had before, which is okay because I've been listening to audiobooks. And I drove into work on Thursday, and I usually get in a little before 8. So I have to use a badge or a key card to get in the front door. Everything is locked down. And I went up to the front door and I put my badge on it and nothing worked. It didn't click, nothing opened. And I tried it again and nothing was working. And I'm looking at the windows going, am I locked out? What's happening? And one of the guys inside came and opened the door for me, and he said, the whole building doesn't have power. And I said, what do you mean, the whole building? It's a big building. I said, no power at all? He said, nowhere. I said, what happened? And he looked at me and laughed. He said, you're not going to believe this. He said, a rat climbed an electrical tower pole, an electrical pole right next to the building, climbed up there, decided to take a bite out of a wire, caused a spark, caught on fire, blew up, and fell to the ground. I'm sorry if you like rats, but I could not stop laughing. And it knocked out power to the entire building for at least 3 hours. And I walk up a set of stairs to get to my office, and everybody was just in there gabbing and laughing, and I heard rumors that somebody has a video of this burning rat on top of the electrical pole. I'm sorry I'm laughing so much. But this was the funniest reason, yes, I'm looking at it as funny, to get out of work that day, because they basically sent everybody home. And come to find out, about 15 minutes after I left, the power came back on. Oh, so that was my fun of the week. It's been a difficult week only because I'm on information overload. I am so frazzled, not in a bad way, but very, very tired and drained. And I get home quite a bit later. My routine is shot. I have to create a new routine. And for me, I'm the type of person that takes me a little bit to get settled in, to figure out what the best way is for me to operate. So it's been tiring. So that was a welcome laugh during my week. So I haven't got a lot of reading done, and I'm still determining at work, can I read? I can read at lunch. I have an hour for lunch if I choose to take it, and I can read for that whole hour if I want. There's a cafeteria that's pretty quiet. I can go read. I can leave the building and I can take a break somewhere. I can do whatever I want pretty much. But I haven't settled into that routine yet. So I started to read some more at work during this past week. And I started to read some more after work, but I've been so tired at the end of the day. I feel like just sitting there in front of mindless television and just my eyes glaze over. But I am listening to audiobooks in the car. So I've got 2 on the go. I'll tell you about those. But I'm still reading the same stuff. Still Life by A.S. Byatt, Ash, A Secret History by Mary Gentle. I haven't gotten any further on this one, but I will, because it's like I am anxious to get to that book. Middlemarch by George Eliot with Classics and Company, and I am alternating between the text and the audio, so I'm way ahead on the audio. I'm more than halfway done with the book so far, and those are my currently readings. I'll be adding another book, I think, towards the end of this month, and I'm not sure when and if I'm going to finish anything. I am also listening to Milkman by Anna Burns on audio, and it's a great book to listen to on audio because of the Irish accent, and I've read it already. It's a novel. I don't typically listen to novels on audio unless I've already read them, so I can follow, because when I listen to a novel on audio, I don't pay very good attention and I lose focus in the story. So nonfiction is much easier for me on audio, but because I've already read Milkman, it's going well. So what else do I have to talk to you about? Well, the town that I am now working in is a town right next door to the town I grew up in, And the town I'm working in has a bookstore that I have been shopping at since I was a teenager. It is a phenomenal bookstore, and it's 6 minutes away from work. So this past week was my very first visit to the bookshop, and I bought some books, and I wanted to show you those. This is a bookshop that has moved locations. They've been in this particular location for decades, and it's a beautiful store. It's all types of books, but they have bargain books among all of the regular books. So there's no specific table. Sometimes they do set up a table, but for the most part, if I go straight to the fiction section, they've got, you need to look almost at every spine because they have bargain stickers on some of the spines. So several of these, no, I lied. One of these was a bargain book. I'll tell you which one in a second. But I bought 4 books there the other day, and I was very happy to spend the money that I spent because they are an independent bookstore that I absolutely love. I want to keep them in business. I want to do whatever I can to do that. So let me show you what I bought. The very first book was a bargain book, and this one was on sale for $9, but it is an Everyman's Library version of 1,000 Acres by Jane Smiley. And I read this book many years ago. I love the Everyman's Library books. I love a lot of different versions of collector books, but I love the Everyman's Library. I think they're beautifully made. They do have the ribbon bookmark. It's kind of buried in there. But this is 1,000 Acres by Jane Smiley. The cover is usually a photo of the author, and then the actual book is this with that spine, and I just think they're beautifully made. It reminds me a lot of the Library of America books, which I also collect. But this one was so nice, just an excellent price. It would normally have been $26. I think they usually put stickers on, nope, $26. But I'm really looking forward to reading this one. And if I remember correctly, this is a kind of a retelling of King Lear from Shakespeare. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think so. Yes, it's kind of a retelling of King Lear. So looking forward to getting back to that one. This one, I have heard nothing but rave reviews from this. I had a in real life friend who said you have to read these books. It's a series. It had been on my radar forever, and I finally said, oh, there it is in a trade paperback size. So I finally bought Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. This is book 1 of the Farseer trilogy. This is Fitz is the main character. Let's see. It's fantasy. He's got a magic skill and darker knowledge of a child raised with the stable hounds and rejected by his family. So I can't tell you how many people on BookTube that I've seen that have read and loved this book and this series, and Robin Hobb as an author. And I mean, why wouldn't I want to read a fantasy novel written by a woman? I can't wait. I can't wait to read this one. I can't wait to start and see if I like the series. I don't always have good luck with series because I'm not a really consistent series reader. And there have been a few that I've started that I love, but haven't gotten to like the second or the third or the fourth book. So we'll see how that one goes. The next one, this book has been around for a really long time already. And so many people have said you have to read this book. This was published in 1989. So many people have said you have to read this book. And I kept resisting for whatever reason or another, kept resisting. And I have seen excellent and not so excellent reviews of this book online. Most of the people in real life, sorry, there was a cup that was going to fall. Most of the people in real life have said this is an excellent book. You would love it based on what they know about me. So I finally saw the most recent published version of this novel, and I bought it. It's Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett. I know, I've heard some problematic reviews of this book. I have heard some people rave consistently about it. And I told myself, you need to try it. And I really like this version, this publicated version with this particular cover artwork, whatever you want to call it. So I'm thinking, yep, I might as well. Why not buy yet another book from one of my favorite bookstores of all time, keep them in business. So I feel I will try that one. This one I'm wicked excited about because this is a brand new book. Brand new as in they pulled it out of a box that UPS had just dropped off. And I never buy new releases. Almost never buy new releases. I bought this at full price. And it still crackles. I don't know if you heard that. I just cracked it open and it crackled. I never buy a book brand new at full price. I have maybe 2 or 3 times in my life. And I had to buy this one because this one I will get to very soon, within the next 2 months. Tana French's The Hunter. And I read The Searcher with Britta last year. I think it was last year. And could not wait for this book to come out. This is a continuation of The Searcher. This is Cal Hooper, who was a former Chicago police officer and took retirement in rural Ireland to get some peace. But in The Searcher, he basically becomes a murder detective. There is a random young child that shows up at his house, sneaking around, peering in the windows, looking for something. There's a missing boy in the village. There are some pretty shady characters. And he basically just gets sucked into the village and the secrets and what's happening and what's going on in this missing young man. This is a continuation of that story, The Hunter. I can't wait to get to this. I love Tana French's writing. I have read the first 2 in the Dublin Murder Squad series and have all of them somewhere up here. It's like I'm itching to get back to them. Her writing I love. I love her writing. I love how she crafts her stories. And I can't wait to get back to this one. I walked into the store. I'm going to tell you what it is. It's Jabberwocky in Newburyport, Massachusetts. If you are in that local area and haven't been there, please visit their store. It is fantastic. It is in an old building that was called the Tannery, and they have a whole. It's like an inside little village mall. It is fantastic. There's a cafe, there's other little shops, it's wonderful. And it is right, maybe a quarter of a mile outside of downtown Newburyport. So if you've ever been there, you'll know what I'm talking about. Newburyport is a beautiful little Massachusetts town right on the water. So if you're at Jabberwocky, if you're in Newburyport, go to Jabberwocky Books. They pulled right out of the box for me. I asked the guy at the counter, do you have The Hunter by Tana French? And he's like, we had a box that just came in. I was happy to give him my full price money for this book. Not sorry. So that's what I have for you this week for my Bookish week. A little bit of a book haul, my ranting and ravings about my day off from work last week, and the books I'm currently reading. So let me know if you've read this book. Tell me what you think. I'm really interested to hear any feedback on Pillars of the Earth, good or bad. I have it now. I will try it. It's a big one, and I am gonna give it a try. So let me know what you think about that. I really am interested to hear. Thanks for watching, and I'll see everybody in the next video. Bye.